Well, that would help. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, jazallahu anna Muhammadan ma huwa ahlu, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So, from last week, we ended off at ayah number 18 of Surah Al-Mutaffifin. Should be able to see it on my screen here. So last week we went over, as Allah was describing in the Quran, the evil people and what their records will be held in. So now Allah is going over the good people. So just to go over the 18th ayah one more time. Kalla inna kitab al-abrari lafi illiyin. Kalla means never. Inna kitab means verily, the books. And then abrar just means the good people or the pious people. Lafi illiyin will be in the illiyin. So now we're going to ask, what is that? So now Allah answers, or he kind of asks us rhetorically now in ayah number 19. He says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا عِلِّيُّونَ. Oh, sorry. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. And he says, next ayah, number 19, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا عِلِّيُّونَ. And what will, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ, and what will inform you, ma, about what? عِلِّيُّونَ, about what the عِلِّيُّونَ is. So now ayat number 20, it says kitabun marqum. It is a kitab marqum. It is a, so marqum, raqam, the ra, the qaf and the meme. In Arabic it means to write something. So marqum is something that is written. So it's a register, or you could say a receipt. Something that just catalogs all of the information. So it is a book or a written catalog, or you could say uh, a registered,
Register.
yeah, a register, yeah, a written register. So now next ayah, yashhaduhu al-muqarrabun. So al-muqarrabun means those who are close. So it's plural, those who are close to Allah. And it says yashhaduhu, those who are close to Allah, muqarrabun, yashhadu, they bear witness to it, or they seen it, they testify to it, meaning that it is a real thing. So just the way when you're praying, you say ashhadu Allah, it's the same. Sorry, my computer's being weird. Just one second. It's the same. It is the same meaning. They're testifying to the truthfulness of the thing. So it's real, right? And then Allah continues now. He says, "Innal abarara lafi na'im." So once again, he's saying, "Verily, abrar, the pious, lafi, will be in." It's emphasis. So like they were surely, most definitely, will be in na'im. And na'im, you can say delight or tranquility, prosperity. You know, things that bring about contentment and peace. Na'im, also, if you wanted to, you could say that it's a synonym, another nickname, a name for Jannah. Right. In the Quran, you hear Allah call it Jannatul Na'im, right? So you could say it's a synonym or a description of Jannah. Now it continues. على الأرائك ينظرون. So ala just means upon, like you're on something, and then ara'ik means couches, like the one you in your house, couches. And then yanzurun means to look around. So Allah is describing how the good people are going to be enjoying themselves. So He says that they're going to be in na'im, in tranquility, chilling, sitting on couches, just looking around, right? And what's interesting is that there's actually a level, even here on the earth, there's a level of peace that you get when you're kind of just sitting somewhere and you're looking around. If you guys ever, if you guys live in Toronto, where we go to anywhere that has that's connected to Lake Ontario, or just that just has an overall good view, um, you sit here in Toronto, we have the bluffs. You sit down, and kind of looking out into the ocean. It's beautiful, and the view mesmerizes you, and it kind of gives you a little bit of tranquility, right? Sometimes if you're having a stress day, you go out, you kind of just contemplate life over there. and you see how beautiful everything really is. And so it's like that. There's a level of beauty to just being able to sit down and enjoy the view, right? So now the next ayah number 24 it says تعرف في وجوههم نظرة النعيم. So ta'arifu means that you will recognize. Fi means in. Wujuhihim means their faces. Nadhara means um you could say a glow or a light or an illuminance. And then na'im same. You say delight, prosperity. So you will recognize or you will know, you will see upon their faces is a light of delight or an illuminance of happiness. Right? Ayah number 25. يسقون من رحيق مختوم. Sorry, مختوم, not the. So يسقون means that they will be made to drink, or they will be offered to drink. Min means from. Rahiq means a pure drink. Something is pure that's not contaminated or poisoned or diluted with anything. And makhtum just means sealed. So you guys know, like you go get like a new can of something, you have to pop it. It's completely sealed. There's nothing on the inside. It's like that. A pure drink that's not contaminated by anything. So one scholar mentions that there will be rivers of drinks, rivers that people will drink, and these rivers will go by in everybody's houses. And this drink is very rare, and it'll be kept sealed. So it's only, obviously it's Jannah, so nothing bad is going to happen. So it's going to be a pure river. Nobody's going to be able to come and do anything to it, you know. And it's going to be inside your houses, so you can go and get it, or maybe if you have a maid or something, they'll bring it to you. Right. Ayat number 26. Khitamuhu misk. So Allah is describing the seal now. So He says that it's pure, and then the seal itself is going to smell like musk. Misk is musk here. It's just kind of pronounced differently. So it's gonna smell good, right? And obviously, when you smell something good, that's when you end up like, oh, you
Light
become
musk.
enticed to it. Yeah, you end up wanting to smell it, right? And it's kind of cool too. If you guys ever when professional chefs that do cooking for a living, they tell you that when it comes to the plate itself, like irregardless of how the food even tastes yet, because you haven't tasted it, just the way they put the food on the plate, they plate it. That's what it's called. There's an elegance to it, and so they even um, judge each other, you know, on how they plate it, because they say that you eat first with your eyes, right? Like if you get some food and it looks nasty, you're not gonna want to eat it. Same if you smell something, you're like, ah, I don't want to eat that. Kind of just smells nasty. So it's like that. So when something looks appetizing or something smells good, you are enticed to it. You're gonna want to follow through and eat it, right, or enjoy the drink. Sorry. It continues, and it says, وفي ذلك فليتنافس المتنافسون. And so wafi dhalika means and in that, falyatanafisa means to strive. So tanafasa means to strive, but it's not strive you on your own. So someone could work out and they're striving to get stronger, but tanafis means to strive amongst another person, like a race, like you're racing for it. You're competing against one another. So Allah is saying that al mutanafisun, that the competitors, the competitors are competing, right? So just to continue kind of explaining now, Allah says, khitamuhu misk, that its seal is musk, and for that, wafi dhalik, and for that, or or in that, the competitors are striving, right? It's kind of like the Olympics. Everybody's competing against the next person. Now, ayah number 27 says, وَمِزَاجُهُ min tasneem. So mizaj means a mixture, um, just a mixture, right? And then it tasneem, um, there's not really a translation, like just a mixture of tasneem, right? Of like a kind of a whatever Allah has made that to be in Jannah, right? Um, right. So it's a mixture of obviously something extremely exuberant, rare. It's just eloquent, right? عيني يشرب بها المقربون. So Allah says, Ain here means a fountain, right? Like a fountain. Um, not the fountain that you'll see at like when you're at you know school and you have the fountains on the wall you kind of take water from. Not that kind of a fountain. It's going to be fountains from earth. And Allah knows best. So it says, يَشْرَبُ بِهَا الْمُقَرَّبُونَ, that the muqarrab, those who are close to Allah, يَشْرَبُ biha, will be drinking from it. So they'll be enjoying in its delicacy. So it says that the close servants of Allah will drink this pure and unmixed drink from this fountain. Right? It's gonna be something extremely thirst quenching, right? إن الذين أجرموا كانوا من الذين آمنوا يضحكون. So this ayah is a little longer now. It says, Inna ladina, verily, alladina, those who, ajramu, who had transgressed or um, sinned, right? Ajramu, those
Uh,
who had sinned.
committed
And,
crime.
G?
Committed crimes.
Yeah, committed crimes. That's a
Crimes,
good,
innocent. Yeah.
yeah, that's a better way of putting it. That those who had committed crimes, kanu min aladina, that they used to, um, in regards about those min alladhina amanu, in regards to those who believe, yadhakun, they used to laugh. So to make make it make sense in English, that sinners, right, those who had committed crimes, they used to laugh at the believers. They would laugh and mock and ridicule and point at them like, look at these guys, look at these guys. They believe in God. You're gonna die and get resurrected. Are you kidding me? Like they would say things like that to kind of antagonize the believers. So, inna alladhina ajramu, verily those who commit crimes, kanu min alladhina amanu, used to, in regards to those who believe, yadhakun, used to laugh.
No.
Hmm. Laugh, mock, ridicule, right? Because sometimes laughing gives a good um, meaning. So you want to use a word that has something uh, that has a bad connotation to it, like mock, ridicule, right? Or laugh at. When you're laughing with someone, Yahya would crack a joke and I would laugh. But if I'm laughing at someone, it means I'm kind of bullying them and I'm laughing at them, trying to disrespect them, right? Ayat number 30. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِهِمْ يَتَغَامَزُونَ. And it says وَإِذَا مَرُّوا. So marru means to pass by someone. So like you're just walking on the sidewalk and the person passes by. That's marru. You're just walking by them. And it says يَتَغَامَزُونَ means to wink at means to wink at one another, but not in a good way. So let's say I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm walking with my friend Adam, right? We're walking on the street, and then on the other side of the street, you have, as Allah says, the criminals, and so they would walk by us, on the street, and the criminals would look by and be like, look, it's him, look, it's them, look. They kind of do that. So it's winking, but it's not like it's like it's trying to get the other person's attention to once again laugh at those people, at the believers. It's like, yo, look. Like you kind of give that nod to someone. It's like, hey, bro, look, it's them. That's kind of what Allah's trying to insinuate here, that they're winking. And so they would say so the criminals would say, look at these foolish and stupid people who have um actually, sorry, I got it. I seem to have got it mixed up. So the believers will be saying it to the not to the criminals. My apologies, I got a little backwards. So the believers, the mu'mineen, will look at these foolish and stupid people who have deprived themselves of the cash of this world for the credit of the hereafter. Right? So the believers would kind of look at each other and say, one another, like, look at those guys. Okay, right? Like, look at what they've done. And what's kind of interesting too is that although we don't believe in the Bible, obviously we have the Quran, but there's a passage in the Bible where I'm not gonna say God, but the Bible, whatever. It says there's a passage. It says rhetorically asking, for what shall it benefit a man if he loses his soul in exchange for the world, right? And obviously that's kind of what criminals do, like non-Muslim, well, not non-Muslims, but evil people, right? They prefer the dunya over the afterlife. Hmm. Um, Continuing now, ayat number 31. وَإِذَا انقلبوا إِلَى أَهْلِهِمْ انقلبوا فَكِهِينَ. So inqalabu means to return. Ila ahlihim means to their family. So wa ida inqalabu, and when they return, ila ahlihim, to their family, inqalabu, they return, fakihin, jesting. Jesting just means to mock and laugh, right? Um, no, as it continues, right, they'll just laugh at them. You wanna know what? I think it actually could possibly go both ways, but it's okay. We'll just continue with the translation. So ayat number 32 now. وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ قَالُوا إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ لَضَالُّونَ. So when they see them, وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ means وَإِذَا means when, وَإِذَا رَأَوْهُمْ, and when means to see. So رَأَوْهُمْ, they see them, قَالُوا, they say, إِنَّ هَؤُلَاءِ, verily these people, لَضَالُّونَ, or misguided, or are going astray. Yeah, so it seems like both sides could sort of say to the other. So um, the criminals would say about the believers that they're going astray because um, they are killing themselves in regards to them trying to be pious and reject the things that humans like. Our desires, lots of money, having lots of children, stuff like that. So non-Muslims or the criminals would laugh at the Muslims. But then similarly, and say that, oh, they're becoming misguided. Like, why are they following down this so-called religious path? But then on the flip side, in contrast, the Muslims, those who are trying to get close to Allah, will look at the criminals and say, look how misguided these people are. Maybe not mocking them in that sense, but there's ridiculing them, saying that you're going astray, you're leaving Tawheed, right? You're leaving the Sunnah, you're leaving things that will make Allah happy with you. So now ayah number 33 continues. وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ حَافِظِينَ. وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا means وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا عَلَيْهِمْ حَافِظِينَ. So it's negation now. So وَمَا أُرْسِلُوا, and they have not been sent عَلَيْهِمْ, upon them, as a hafiz, as a protector. So we, in our culture, when someone's a hafiz, hafiz, we know always the memories of the Quran. So that's not what it's implying here. Hafiz actually just means a protector. So if you guys ever go to Umrah or maybe Hajj or something, we're obviously not fluent in Arabic, so many times the people, they would call the security guards, that are protecting the Kaaba and stuff. They call them
Haji,
hafiz,
Haji.
because they're protecting it. And so it's saying, and you were not sent upon them, sorry, and they were not sent upon them as a protector. So now it says, فَالْيَوْمَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ يَضْحَكُونَ. فَالْيَوْم, so today, on this day, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, those who believe, مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ يَضْحَكُونَ. So to make it make sense, you kind of have to bring يَضْحَكُونَ, like this word here. You kind of have to bring it like over here. You kind of have to bring it over here, right, to make it make sense in English. So it's saying, so فَالْيَوْمَ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا يَضْحَكُونَ مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ. Just to make it make sense in English, that on this day, those who believe, يَضْحَكُونَ مِنَ الْكُفَّارِ, will be laughing at the kuffar. But obviously, just because of the eloquence of the Quran, Allah brought يَضْحَكُونَ at the end of the ayah just to continue the rhyming scheme, right? But when you're translating it, obviously you have to make it make sense. So, ayah number 35, على الأرائك ينظرون. So once again, it's the same ayah as before. على الأرائك, upon couches, ينظرون, they'll be looking around. هل ثوب الكفار ما كانوا يفعلون. So the ending ayah now is هل ثوب, means to give recompense, or to give what's duly owed, uh, wages, to give wages, right? So you go work a 9 to 5 job, or you go, sell some stuff. You make your money, get your wages, your payment. That's your recompense for the time or the things that you have done. So now Allah is asking a rhetorical question. He says, "Hal thuwib al kufaru ma kanu yaf'alun." That have the kuffar, the non-believers, have they been given their fair wages, their full recompense, ma kanu yaf'alun, because of what they used to do, right? So I think we can continue now with the next ayah. Sorry, the next surah. Was everything clear so far? Or can I continue, or is everything okay?
Stopping.
Oh, Yahya left. I have to go. Okay. Yahya left. I did not notice. Okay, so the next ayah now, next surah, sorry, is Surah Al-Inshiqaq. So this ayah, similar to this surah, similar to a couple of ones back, is mentioning some of the apocalyptic events that's going to lead to Judgment Day. Make sure the camera's good. Yeah, so it's one of the apocalyptic events that is going to be leading to Judgment Day. So the first ayah, إِذَا means when, as we mentioned. Sama'u means sky. And then inshaqqat means to be split asunder, to just be obliterated, ripped apart, cleaved in half. So let me start again. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا السماء انشقت, when the sky is split apart. That's the first ayah. Second ayah now is وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحَقَّتْ. And that means وَأَذِنَتْ means to obey. So أَذِنَتْ, so it obeys لِرَبِّهَا, its Lord, li rabbiha, ha meaning the sky, li rabbiha, so it obeys its Lord. Wa haqqat means you could say as is its right, as is its right, meaning that when it was given that command, it did not have the ability to say, oh, I don't want to do that, or to say, oh, can I have 5 minutes, right? When it was given the command, the order to obey, it did it immediately, and that's its right. So the skies have a right that they owe to Allah, that they listen to Him immediately whenever He commands them. And the next ayah now, وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ. So وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ, and when the earth, muddat, is stretched out. So kind of like rubber. Have you guys ever played with Play-Doh, or maybe if you're ever cooking like dumpling, right? Like, you have the flour and the water, you mix it and you can stretch it out like that. So the earth is going to be stretched out,
Extended.
extended. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The earth is going to be extended. That's a better word. MashaAllah, extended. I number 4. وألقت ما فيها وتخلت.
Mm.
So وألقت means to throw out. Like, when something is sick, when you have a bellyache and you end up, vomiting, you're throwing out whatever is inside. It's going to like that. It's going to be like that. So the earth is going to throw out whatever was on the inside. Ma, so alqat is going to throw ma fiha. Ma means that which or what. Fiha is in it. What takhallat, and it will become empty. So it's not going to spare anything. Every single little thing that is upon the earth, it's going to spit it all out. The good, the bad, the everything. And now the ayah number 5 is the same as number 2. So Allah is repeating it. وَأَذِنَتْ لِرَبِّهَا وَحَقَّتْ, and it obeyed its Lord as is its right. Or if you could say, and the earth must do so. But as is its right. Number 6. يَا أَيُّهَا الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّكَ كَادِحًا إِلَى رَبِّكَ كَدْحًا فَمُلَاقِيهِ. So it says, Ya ayyuhal insan, O you people, mankind, humankind, innaka kadihun. Verily you are, kadih, you could say that you are a person who has to bear hardship. So, um, I guess in one word you could say you will be tested, right? Verily you will be tested, right? Ila rabbika, that you will be tested when it comes to meeting your Lord. And then it says, Ila rabbika kadhan. So kadhan is just emphasis on kadih. So you will surely or most definitely, um, be tested when it comes to your Lord. Famulaqih, and it says, and famulaqih means that you will definitely meet him, and you will surely meet him. So it says that we as humans, that when it comes to trying to get closer to Allah, we have to go through different types of hardships and difficulties, right? And it goes both ways. Sometimes, uh, we feel as though our iman is low, and so we kind of take steps away from Allah, right? And we feel as though He doesn't like us, like our life is just getting hard. Um, that's when you're walking away, and then sometimes you'll be trying to get closer to Allah, and it's like it's even harder then, right? But obviously, we know that when you're trying to get closer to Allah, it's obviously a better thing. So although those difficulties may seem almost insurmountable, as we say in English, all is good that ends well, right? So we know that as long as your ending is good and you meet Allah happily and He's happy with you, and any difficulties we go through would have been beneficial. So now continuing. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ means so as for man, he who utiya is given, kitabahu, his book or his record, biyamini, in his right hand, right, in his right hand, fasawfa yuhasabu hisaban yasira. Fasawfa yuhasabu means, um, and he will be given a reckoning. Hisaban is emphasis, and yasiran is describing the emphasis. So it says فَسَوْفَ يُحَاسَبُ, and he will be given an easy reckoning or an easy um,
Hisab.
judgment. Yeah. So like, when we're all on the plains of Judgment Day, And Allah is asking us about our lives and how we did it, how we spent it, what we did, our good deeds or bad deeds. It says that you'll be given an easy reckoning. Right? Ayat number 9. وَيَنْقَلِبُ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. وَيَنْقَلِبُ, and says that and he will meet or he will go back to or return to إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ, to his people, his family, his beloveds, مَسْرُورًا, happily, rejoicing, splendid. He's like, I did it. Like, uh, my judgment was easy. It was a good judgment. And it says, the next ayah, so now that was a person who got the book on their right hand, right? By their right hand. So now Allah is going to be describing those who got it with their left, basically. Um, so he says, وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ وَرَاءَ ظَهْرِهِ. So the verbatim or the word for word literal translation is وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ, and as for he who is given kitabahu, his book, wara'a dhahrihi. Wara'a means behind. Dhahrihi means his back. So it's going to be given to him behind his back. Now you might ask, like, what in the world does that mean, right? So what it means is that um, the exact how of this is going to happen, Allah knows best. But it's like, when someone's giving you, let's say someone's giving you a gift, right? You put out your right hand, and then they'll put their right hand and they'll give it to you. Easy. But if someone is trying to harm you or do something bad to you that you dislike, right? What will you do? You hide your hands. Oh no, I don't want it. I'm good. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. And you try to avoid that contact. You try to avoid whatever it is that they're giving to you. So the camera's flipped, but this is my left hand. So when the book is coming to them, the book of bad deeds, and it's given to them by their left hand, they realize that it's an evil thing coming, approaching them. So they try to avoid it. They say, "Oh, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Please, I don't want it. I don't want it. No, 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 thank you. No, thank you." And they avoid it or try to. So they put their hand behind their back, and yet their book will still be given to them. How exactly? Allah knows best. Maybe if it like goes through their bodies, or maybe if it goes around them, maybe above. However, what's gonna happen? They'll end up getting their book on their left hand behind their back. And next ayah now, number 11. فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو ثُبُورًا. So فَسَوْفَ يَدْعُو, and he will wish. So يَدْعُو means to call. Like, you make dua, right? It says that he will make dua thubura, for death. So his circumstances, his condition after receiving his book behind his back, so horrendous that he's gonna be like, I don't even want to be alive right now. Just make me non-existent. Just eradicate me as a sentient being. Just obliterate me. I want death. I don't want no more. But there is no more death after we die here on earth. So what is going to be happening to him then? He's going to be crying for that. What is going to happen to him? Ayat number now 12 continues, and it says, وَيَصْلَى سَعِيرًا, and he shall fall into the fire. Or you could say he will be thrown into, slung into it. He will fall into the fire. Sa'ira is, you just say fire. It's a synonym or like a description of Jahannam. And it says, ayah number 13, إِنَّهُ كَانَ فِي أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. It says, verily he, إِنَّهُ كَانَ فِي أَهْلِهِ, used to be with his family, masrura, happy. Um, Meaning in this world. That he used to be happy in this world. That he didn't care about the afterlife. He didn't care about meeting Allah. He didn't care about any of that stuff that actually mattered. All of it was irrelevant to him, and he was happy then, and he's not going to be happy now. Number 14. إِنَّهُ ظَنَّ أَلَّن يَحُورًا. It says,
अरे
जी?
रोटी भी नहीं।
Ye-
दूध की बात है इसके
रोटी होती नहीं है, दूध भूख लगी तो रोटी है बन रहा है।
So it says, Innahu dhanna an la yahura. Verily he, innahu dhanna means to think or assume. An la yahur means that he would never return, meaning never return to Allah. Like he was alive, he was before he was born, he was nothing. He became alive. He's gonna live his life, and then that's basically gonna be at the end of it all. That he thought he'll never return. Next ayah, number 15. Bala, however, or bala, you can also translate it as, um, yeah, however, or why not, or rather, inna rabbahu kana bihi basira. It says, however, or rather, verily, inna rabbahu, verily his Lord, kana bihi basira. Basira means watching or observing. Kana bihi, um, you could say, has been has been watching or has been observing, right? So Allah is always watching your actions, always paying attentive. Being attentive to us. So now ayah number 16. فلا أقسم بالشفق. Yeah, بالشفق. Um, بالشفق. Sorry, with tashdid. فلا أقسم is an oath. So similar to how we say wallahi. So فلا أقسم. So Allah is taking an oath. I swear by الشفق. You could say the redness of the evening. So like when it's kind of close to Maghrib, you see the sky turning different colors, like red, kind of like a
Yeah.
purplish sometimes, right? So Allah's taking an oath by that, and He says, "Wal-layli wa ma wasaq." So He says, "I swear by the redness of the evening, wal-layli, and I swear by the night, wa ma wasaq, and by whatever it brings." Sorry, and whatever it brings together. Right? So when it's nighttime, people close their stores, people go home, gather, eat dinner. People are coming together, right? So the nighttime brings things together, and in the morning, everybody leaves their house. They go to work. They take the bus to, they separate from those who they're close to. So the night, Allah took an oath by those two things, and He continues to take more oaths. In ayah number 18, He says, "Wal-qamari idha tasaq," and the qamar and the moon, and I swear by the moon, إذا اتسق, when it is full. So this refers to the 14th day of the moon's cycle, when it
Yeah.
reaches the limit of its size. So
49th.
you know, sometimes you see the moon. It's like kind of like a curve. Sometimes it's full. Sometimes it's half. Like that. Ayah number 19. لتركبن طبقا طبقا عن طبق. Um, so لتركبن. So rakab means to ride or to ascend something. So tabaqan means a step. An tabaqan, so step by step. So that you will ascend or graduate. Go to high level. Tabaqan an tabaq, step by step. So it's like you're gonna go. You're gonna. We're born. We're babies. Then we become children. Then we become teenagers. Then we become adults. Then we become grandparents. Then we end up, moving on and meeting Allah, and then from there we end up going to heaven or hell or wherever. So everything step by step by step by step. So Salah is saying that we're gonna continue in life, like our existence continues, طبقا عن طبق, step by step. فما لهم لا يؤمنون. So Allah is asking now, um, فما لهم. So like, what is wrong with them, or why then, لا يؤمنون, do you not believe? So Allah is insinuating that as we go through on life, that is a sign that you should believe that there has to be a God. Atheists may say, "Oh, there is no God," and everything is just here because of the Big Bang and such things. But Allah is saying that the fact that you have a life and you go on in life through steps is a sign that there's a God that you should believe in. That you become a, you know, first we're, you know, inside of our mother's bellies, and then we, we're given birth to, and then we continue on in life. That's a sign. فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. So what is wrong with them that they are not believing? And this next ayah is a sajda ayah. So after I read it, after inshallah, when we're done, make a sajda, inshallah.
Okay, okay.
وَإِذَا قُرِئَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقُرْآنُ لَا يَسْجُدُونَ. So Allah is continuing to the ayah previous to it. He says, فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. So what is wrong with them that they don't believe? And he says, وَإِذَا قُرِئَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقُرْآنُ. And when the Quran is read to them, لَا يَسْجُدُونَ, meaning that they don't prostrate. Why don't they? Right? Like when the beauty, the eloquence of the Quran is read to you, you don't prostrate. Why not? What does the matter? What is the matter? The matter, sorry, with you. Um, yeah. So, inshallah, I'm gonna continue, but just remember to make a sajda, inshallah.
Yeah.
Continuing now. بَلِ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يُكَذِّبُونَ. بَلِ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا means rather those who kafaru, who disbelieve, يُكَذِّبُونَ, they deny or they reject. It says, وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا يُوعُونَ. So yu'un means to conceal or hide something. So he says, Wallahu, and Allah, a'lamu, knows fully well, like he knows well, bima yu'un, about what they hide. So you can't hide anything from him. He knows exactly what it is that you're hiding, even though you're trying to conceal it. The next ayah now, فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. So this is a figure of speech, because you can't. So bashir hum means to give glad tidings, or tell them to celebrate, like celebrate, bi adabin alim, with a painful punishment. So it's a figure of speech, because you can't, if someone is hurting you, you can't be happy about it, right? So Allah said, give them glad tidings of a painful punishment, but it's rhetorical. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم أجر غير ممنون. So Allah says to give glad tidings to those, give glad tidings about those who hide about a painful punishment. But Allah says, except. So He says, Allah is insinuating that those people, now He says, الذين آمنوا, that those who believe, they won't have to fear the painful punishment. And those عملوا الصالحات, and those who do good deeds. He says, one, insinuating that they're not going to have to fear that painful punishment, but he says, rather, uh, give them, those who believe in good and do good deeds, give them a glad tiding that lahum, for them, ajrun, is a reward, ghayru mamnoon. So ghayr means without, mamnoon means an end. So it's an infinite reward. It's continuous. It doesn't end. So he says, except إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ أَجْرُ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونَ. Except those who believe and do good deeds, for them is a unending reward. It's going to continue forever.
Yeah.
And then the next surah is Surah Al-Buruj, but I think we can do that next week, inshallah. So it's
Yeah.
6:50. Yeah, just about Maghrib. Inshallah, don't forget to do the sajda though. Inshallah.
Yeah, I did already. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do mine now. Inshallah.
Okay. Jazakallah. Assalamualaikum.
Wa iyyakum.
Thank you very much.
Jazakallah.